Hey there, everybody. Welcome to our review of the Yellowjackets Season 2 premiere, Episode 1, Friends, Romans, Countrymen. Okay, here's a real talk for like the past 10 minutes. When I watched this episode going into it, I was like, why are they putting a Julius Caesar quote in a show about, a very particular time in history? I watched the whole episode. It didn't occur to me this morning. I was like, oh, lend me your ears. How did I not? Okay, everybody has some dumb moments here or there. That is mine.
Yeah. No, it's in this episode. I mean, we're back. It is so good to be back with this show. This premiere gave me everything I wanted to see, except, of course, we didn't get to see, spoiler alert, I mean, it's been out there for a long time, Adult Van, who is my favorite character. She was even wearing the same shirt as me last night. I was like, when her and Ty were rolling around, I was like, that hoodie looks real familiar.
All right. Well, okay. We now know where the Yellowjackets crew shop. We got a good sense.
And me.
Yeah, true. This episode, it really did pack a lot in. You had the nostalgia. You have some like big surprises. I am incensed at Thaisa at the moment. You know, justice for Steve at all costs. Run, Steve, run.
Oh, Steve, no. Things will turn around for Ty.
I hope so. Well, okay, we're going to get into everything here. But of course, share this video around. We want to add to the buzz of Yellowjackets here at the channel and get more people talking about it. And we love discussing it with you guys as well.
Yeah, and follow us over on our Instagram, Matt and Jess TV. We have a whole bunch of cool stuff going on over there as well. Okay, listen, we're not going to bury the lead here. We're going to talk about the end of this episode with Shauna, with Jackie, with the ear, and why she did what she did. And I mean, I think this is a lot deeper than just she's hungry and pregnant. She's growing a whole other human. So, food consumption's very important for her. I think it's a lot deeper than that. I mean, her relationship with Jackie, everything that happened with Jeff, Shauna's choices with Jeff back in high school, like it really was a difficult relationship between Shauna and Jackie. I mean, Shauna really did love Jackie. I don't doubt that for a second. But at the same time, she has said many times that she's really felt like she was in her shadow because of how popular Jackie was, and that Jackie never really took the time. I mean, it's hard when you're a teenager, you're really self-involved, right? So Jackie may not have had the maturity at that time to really see what was going on and to kind of be able to reassure Shauna in a way that Shauna needed. And I think that fine line between love and destroying the thing you love really was coming into play with them before the crash, after the crash, and here as well. So we've had these scenes where Shauna's talking to Jackie. Jackie, it's been 2 months out in the shed. Jackie is still dead, but she's having this sort of back and forth with her, admitting everything that she feels she's done to her, and like really everything. She's not hiding anything. It's all on the table. Of course, Jackie's not here to really, contribute to this or really hear her. And I think that that's what's really playing with Shauna, where she's trying to unburden herself of the things that she did, the things she did with Jeff, the things she did to Jackie, that by the time this ear thing happens where she's carrying around this ear, it's like she's carrying around this guilt and how she feels about this love for her, this guilt for her, that by the time she pops that ear in her mouth, it's almost like, okay, I need this to end. I love her, but I need her to not exist anymore. This has to happen.
I think from a functional standpoint, it makes sense too, because I don't think you can have the conversation with the actress behind Jackie be like, listen, we have this idea. We're going to make you work a full season, but you're just going to be like in one room with Shauna. I think they needed a sort of way to provide more closure. I think this is it. I would be surprised if we see Jackie again. If this is Shauna sort of saying, I want this to be over, I think we don't need to see Jackie anymore. I think we can sort of move forward from this. We already got the point. And the other thing here is that, back in the pilot, what they were doing in terms of their, let's just say, their dietary habits here in the wilderness. We all knew this was coming. I didn't think it was going to be coming as soon as the season 2 premiere. I thought like maybe mid-season, something like that. Like we knew they were going to be hungry, but this, I think it shows we ain't holding anything back here, guys.
Yeah, that's like, I think it's still going to be a couple more episodes where everyone else is kind of like, oh man, we're in real dire straits here. We don't really know what else to do. Like, we're going to die out here if we don't do this. But that's why I was saying, for Shauna, I don't think it's just, I'm hungry, let's go. I think it really is a much deeper thing of her almost consuming her guilt.
Okay, I am questioning whether I should say this. I'm questioning whether or not I should even admit that I have thought about this.
Oh, here we go. Hit that subscribe button if you want to hear Matt say this.
Jackie's been dead for a couple months. Mm-hmm. Is she still good? Like, I mean, it's
just, okay, all right.
I'm just wondering because it is decomposition here.
Okay, listen, for those of you who are new to the channel, I'm a former funeral director, so I went to school for this. So when it comes to decomp and all of that, yes, that can happen and it will happen, but she's pretty frozen solid at this point. I mean, I think she's going to be fine at this point. If she's falling over and her ear is breaking off, she's frozen solid. She's not decomposing at this point. But once the spring comes, they're going to have to go through that pretty quickly.
Learning is fundamental, guys. We're here to educate, and we all have carrying out of this video now with a valuable lesson. No, okay, The other sort of big thing that kind of struck me in this episode is just where is Javi? This storyline will be going on until, even after the show is over, there's probably still going to be like cast members roaming around the streets yelling, who is Javi? Where is he? Because I don't know if they're ever resolving it, but Lottie is just like, he's still alive. Well Lottie, that's the big debate of like, is Lottie actually clairvoyant or does she just feel things? I don't think this show is supernatural. I don't think that's what's going on here, but there is a chance that Javi's still out there.
I think he's out there.
Oh boy.
Listen, I believe Lottie, but also I think it's a much bigger reveal if he has found a way to survive in this snow and cold for 2 months. And I think like with a show as dark as this, it does have moments of hope and moments of humor and things that sort of make it that it's not just like piles of darkness on top of darkness. And that's why this show works. There is a balance of that you do get to see who survived and how they were able to, move forward, and how some aren't able to move forward. But I think that if it's just, they're searching for Javi and he's long been dead, but we're still searching, it's like, okay, well then what's the purpose? What are we getting out of this besides the map?
All right, tinfoil hat time here.
Okay.
So here's where Javi is. And, I'm not that I'm trying to just go in the obvious Yellowjackets is lost sort of scenario here, but it seems like in some of the promos for season 2, they've sort of hinted at this idea that they're not alone out there. The others have Javi, and the others have him somewhere else. He's not freezing in the cold, and we're going to see him in some scenario like that down the road.
I agree. I think that there are other people out there, and I think that he's been found by somebody.
And then, Michael Emerson's going to show up. Okay, he's going to claim he's Henry Gale, and that's exactly where we're going.
Listen, no. I don't think it's going to be like that, but I mean, I do think that it'll be interesting to see who else is living out there and how they've been living, because if you've got this whole crew of kids that are unable to find food and figure it out during the winter, like the people who are living out there would be like real survivalists.
Yeah, at this point, for sure.
Yeah.
Now, this episode is also where we see adult Lottie for the first time. And she is sort of this guru. We sort of see this other time period where she's just being sort of sent away to Switzerland to I guess, work on herself to try to get into a better position. Here's the thing.
Work on
Yeah,
herself.
yeah. Work on herself, as in we're going to just basically just put you as far away from possible so we don't have to think about you. Yeah. But the thing that's really just sort of in my head is just like, how does Lottie get here? This is the actual flashbacks that I want to see. Is just like, how does somebody become a guru? Like, period. It's one thing to be in the wilderness and everybody is just like desperate, but like in real life, everybody has the internet and TV and literally anything to do other than listen to Lottie. And yet all these people are listening. Like, how does this happen?
Charisma. She had it when she was a teenager. She has it now. She just oozes charisma. And when you have that, you have people who are going to follow you. And I think we saw that with her, interactions with Travis back then, where she did, put her hand on his heart and was like, he's still out there, Javi's still out there. I think because whatever it is that's going on with her, she has something that she's able to, with confidence, make people feel hope. And that's a very, very powerful thing.
This is probably the craziest of the crazy theories that I have when it comes to this show. It's just, to me, having Lottie be sort of the quote unquote big bad, not that she thinks of herself as bad at all. I think she like fully believes in what she's doing, and that's kind of what makes her dangerous. But I think it's more interesting if Lottie is actually sort of reporting to somebody else. And it's like the person who is really the string puller at this case. And you mentioned it earlier.
Oh, no.
Van is in charge at this point. Oh, no. And, Van is able to sort of put on this, like, label of being, normal and well-adjusted. And I just want something to be sort of a surprise. Like, I was always in this, like, weird camp that I didn't necessarily want Lottie to be the Antler Queen just because it felt too predictable. And, this show is really crazy. And I would like a little bit of unpredictability in there.
It's still anything is possible, right? Who knows? We don't even know that the Antler Queen is only one person and that they aren't like switching it up throughout each different ceremony. We actually don't really know a lot about it yet.
Okay, let's get into a little more of the present day stuff here, because I think there's some mixed results. I will say I enjoyed everything with Melanie Linsky in this episode.
She's so wonderful.
Her and Jeff's adventure, Jeff listening to Papa Roach while like screaming in the car.
Oh, the music on this show is just so good, because we also had Tori Amos. Yeah. We also had Garbage. The music is just so good.
Okay, you guys decide you're gonna have the cookout, which is more than just the normal cookout here. You guys are burning things in the barbecue. You gotta check your end result here clearly, because it's just like you guys are getting yourself in more trouble. Shauna's daughter's already like the most curious person imaginable.
Yeah, that's the thing is, they've set up pretty well that Shauna's daughter would have probably found this because she knows a lot. She knows about the affair. She tried to, tell her mom, if you don't tell him, I want this, whatever. And then Shauna was like, I already told him. She's like, how could you? What a great scene. Yeah. But her daughter really knows something is up, and I think she really thinks her dad is just like, I don't really know what's going on. And doesn't really realize how deeply involved he is, that they went to Adam's studio, that they, wrecked all the paintings, that, they took his ID and burned it. And, the only thing I'll say is, it's a little convenient that the only thing that didn't burn is a picture of Adam's face on his license. Like, it's too convenient. And for this show, that's as smart as it is, I found it a little, it was too easily found.
There were a couple of things in the present where I was just sort of like, really? Because it's also just with Misty and going to the hotel with the creepy dudes, just like, I'm not going to say anything. People are here for discretion. And then she's just like, I'm just going to sit here. And he's just like, okay, she left. And I was just thinking, okay, a couple of things. One, dude, you're going to fold this quickly. She's just sitting over there reading. Number two, can't you just be like, I'm going to call somebody in to just like wheel you off the property at this point? I know Misty, I think she's going to be spending some time with Elijah Wood this season. And like that stuff really excites me because I love Elijah Wood. But I don't know. The premiere didn't really work for me for Misty.
Yeah, I think I really love Misty. We all love
Yeah.
Misty. I think I just wish that there was a little bit more interaction with her with everybody, but I mean, it's difficult at this point, you know. Ty's dealing with finding that she has this like setup with, you know,
No, no. Oh,
with her dog and some other things that are set up there, that she realizes that things are still bad for her. She's still having these blackouts. She doesn't know what's going on. She doesn't know how to really deal with it. And then we've got Natalie, who's been like taken, where I was kind of like that whole cliffhanger in the season 1 finale. I was like, oh, this is gonna be really good. This is gonna be really
yeah.
juicy. And then it was kind of like we see her escape. She's running down the hill. She runs into Lottie, and Lottie's like, "Hey, let's have a talk." It was just like, well, why did you need to, you know, grab her like that and, you know, have her stuck on this bed, and like you didn't come to talk to her? What was the purpose of this? And that's why I'm really excited for episode
Yeah.
2 to hear what the reasoning was for that, instead of Lottie picking her up in another way, or going to her hotel and being like, I need you to listen to me. Like, you know, is this really the only way she thought that Natalie was going to listen? Because Natalie was not going to
No.
listen, like tied down like that. There's no way.
Yeah. I'm also not gonna listen while I'm like
I
watching this
agree.
like guru woman surrounded by people wearing wolf masks. Like that's just like I'm running. That's not
Yeah,
a
throw someone into the dirt.
yeah, I'm not sitting there and listening to whatever you have to say. And I don't think this is just about, oh, I have this message for me from Travis. It's like, okay, cool. I'm sure maybe you do, but there's probably something else you're getting at here because, you know, we know that Lottie was in Switzerland at one point. We don't know exactly where she's been, all this. But if she's just like come back, she's come back with a very specific purpose in mind. I don't think it's just going to be like, I'm going to form my army of wolfmen and run around and capture people in the woods.
Yeah, it feels like this is probably some sort of like 9 perfect strangers
Oh boy.
wellness retreat where everybody's, you know, consuming Misty stew and doing weird stuff.
Yeah, that poses a very interesting question. Would you rather go to Nicole Kidman's character's wellness retreat or Lottie's?
Yes. Yes, at least with Nicole Kidman's retreat, I'm not being put in the ground.
There there is that. It does have that going for it. No, I think we are set up for a really exciting season. I think
Mhm.
there's a lot of stuff going on. There's a lot of things to be very, very curious about. I hope they keep this momentum going.
I think they're going to. I mean, they've started off with a bang. It's a very exciting start to the season.
All right. Well, go ahead. Spread this video around. We love hearing from you guys in the comments. Thank you so much, and we'll see you here next time.